Welcome to the second week of Advent. Today, Southwest Michigan is officially getting our first snow that's actually sticking. So super exciting. Christmas is officially on the way, which means my wedding is also right around the corner. So that will be very, very fun. And in the snow coming, it's really led me to think a lot about the liturgical season and how the weather obviously gives us seasons, and the Bible talks about how there are seasons of life and how we have to progress and grow through those seasons. So this whole concept of not being able to experience snow without having winter, without having that season. Advent is the first season of the liturgical year, and what it essentially is it's that waiting for Christ's second coming. So in paragraph 523 and 524 of the Catechism, it talks a lot about John the Baptist and how he was Christ's precursor, he was the last of the prophets, and he ended in martyrdom. So essentially, John 3:30 is where he gives this speech about Christ and how somebody greater is going to come and all of these things, and he references himself as a friend of the bridegroom. So this shows his contentment to be the best man, so to speak, for Christ, whose church is the bride. The church is the bride of Christ. And now we, in this Advent season, have the ability to step into John the Baptist's shoes as we await that coming of Christ, as we await, this second coming, and are actually able to say, okay, Christ is coming and I'm going to do my duties, and then I'm going to step back and I'm going to let him run the show. So with this commercialism that has engulfed Christmas time, really focusing on the season of what it is. So in paragraphs 1163 through 1178, it talks a lot about the Lord's Day and how Sunday is this whole it's a saving work remembrance. We're looking at the salvation that Christ offered to us, and it's actually, it's all these little mini Easters. And Easter itself is considered the Christian Passover. So, the Mosaic Law had the Passover, which is when the Lord had redeemed them from Israel and saved them there. So now we have the Christian Passover of Easter, which is also, Lent is another portion of that liturgical season. So every year when we encounter these seasons, obviously the weather has the four seasons: spring, summer, fall, winter. Every time we approach these seasons, we have a new state of being. Like, we have new experiences that we've gone through in the previous year, and God is calling us to continual growth. He's calling us to continual improvement. So opening ourselves up to what might be that next step that we can take this year is really the strongest thing that we can do in order to further his kingdom, to really do our duties and then step back and allow him to take the reins, because we can't change people's hearts. We can bring Christ to them and we can share truth, but ultimately it's the Holy Spirit that has to convert the heart. So if we are adamant in pursuing Christ and pursuing these seasons as the church intends us to, we can, seriously, there are so many of us out there. Like, I know I'm not alone in my faith walk, and I appreciate all of you so much, and I just want to encourage you through this Advent season, maybe put off decorating your Christmas tree to the fullest until Christmas Eve, and really embrace that Christmas spirit that goes through January 6th to Epiphany. And just really focusing on what it is, how are we preparing our hearts and preparing ourselves to receive Christ this Christmas as that baby in the manger, and how are we sharing that truth with those around us. So God bless you all. Thank you so much for watching, and I hope you have a blessed week. We'll see you again next Sunday.